Hello people, Sujara speaking. Welcome to TheCrazyBunch's WebShow episode number 85. This is the first one for 2023. And today we'll be doing not one, not two, but 4 death topics today. And then we'll be doing a lot of topics to read, and then along with the fun facts of the week, so that we should have done during the FWO episode number 372. Some of them we haven't done since episode 372 we haven't should read. So yeah. So let's do it now, shall we? So we got for us. Her name is Barbara Waters. Born Barbara Jill Waters, okay? Was an American Brit broadcast journalist and television personality. You know, for interviewing ability and popularity with viewers, okay? She appears as a host of numbers of television programs, including Today's Show, ABC EV News, 2020, and The View. Waters was a working journalist from 1951 until her retirement in 2015. Okay? She began her career on Today's Show in the early 1960s, where as a writer and a segment producer of women's interest stories. Her probably with viewers led her to receiving with more airtime, okay? And in 1974, she began co-host of the program, okay? The first woman to hold such a position of the American news program. During 1976, she continued to be a pioneer for women in broadcasting, while becoming the first female co-anchor of the network evening news program, alongside Harry Reisner of the ABC EV News. Okay, Waters worked on as a producer and co-host of the ABC News Magazine 2020 from 1979 to 2004. She began work known for an annual special for air on ABC. Barbara Waters' 10 Most Fascinating People, okay? Waters interviewed every sitting U.S. President and First Lady from Richard Nixon to Barack Obama, okay? She also interviewed both Donald Trump and Joe Biden from not when were in the office, okay? She created, produced, and co-hosted the ABC daytime talk show The View. She also appeared on the program from 1997 until she retired in 2014. Later, she continued to host a number of special reports from 2020, as well as documentary series for Investigation Discovery. Her final on-air appearance for ABC News was in 2015. Her final public appearance overall was in 2016. Wow. She was inducted to the Television Hall of Fame in 1989 and received a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2007. She received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Science in 2000. She was born in Boston on September 25, 1929, the daughter of Dana Selsky and Lou Waters, born Louis Abraham Warmwater. Okay, her parents were children of Russian Jewish immigrants. Okay, her personal grandfather Abraham Isaac Wormswasser was born in the Polish city of Lodz. Okay, and immigrated to England when he changed his surname to Wormwater. Waters' father was born in London in 1898 and moved to New York City, where his father and two brothers on August 28th, 1909. His mother and four sisters arrived there the following year. During Waters' childhood, her father managed the Lane Quarter nightclub in Boston, which was owned in partnership with E.M. Lowe. In 1942, Her father opened in the club, now famous New York location. He also worked as a Broadway producer and produced the Ziegler Follies of 1943. Okay? He was also an entertainment director for the Extravagant Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. He imported the Follies presented stage show from Paris to the resort's man's showroom. Waters' brother Burton died of pneumonia in 1944. Her older sister Jacqueline was born with medical disabilities and died of ovarian cancer in 1985. Wow. According to Barbara Waters, her father made and lost several fortunes through this life in show business. He was a booking agent, and unlike her uncles in the shoe and dress businesses, his job was not very stable. During the good times, she would call her father talking to her during rehearsals of the nightclub shows, and he directed and produced it. Okay? The actresses and dancers would make a huge fuss over her and twirl her around until she was dizzy. After which she said her father would take her off to get her hot dogs. Wow. Warren said that she was surrounded by celebrities when she was young, kept her from being in awe with them. Okay? When she was a young woman, her father lost his nightclubs in the family's penthouse on Central Park and West. As Waters recalled, he had a breakdown. He went down to live in an old house in Florida, which, by the way, my friend Billy stayed, by the way. And then the government took the house, and they took the car, and took the furniture. My mother should have married the way her friends did. To the man, it was a doctor who was in the dress businesses. During her childhood in Miami Beach, she briefly lived with her mobster, Bill Dwyer. Wow. Waters attended Warren School, a public school in Bergen, Massachusetts. She went hallway through 5th grade, when her father moved his family to Miami Beach in 1939. She continued to attend public school in Miami Beach. After her father moved his family to New York City, she spent 8th grade at Agriculture Frederickson School. After which the family moved back to New Miami Beach. She went back. She then went back to New York City, where she attended Berwick Walton School and graduated in 1947. In 1951, she earned a Bachelor of Arts in English from Sarah Lawrence College in Yonkers, New York. Her career began when Waters was employed for about a year with a small advertising agency in New York City. Began working at ABC Network of Athlete WMBT TV, now WNBC. Okay, during the publicly Ryan Press release in 1953, she produced a 50-minute children's program, Ask the Camera, which was directed by Rooney R.H., okay? She was also starred, producing the TV host, Iger Cosney. Collie Knickerbocker was the birth name, okay? They left the network after Cosney pressured her to marry him, okay? What makes more sense. Anyway, and started a fist fight with the man, and she was interested. She went to WPAIX to produce an Elite show, which was canceled in 1954. She became a writer in the morning show at CBS in 1955. Today Show. After a few years working with Tex Mercury Incorporated as a publisher and as a writer at Red Book magazine, Waters joined NBC's Today Show. As writer and researcher in 1954, 61, excuse me. and then she moved up to become the show's regular Today girl at the time, handling writer assignments and the weather. Okay, in her autobiography, she described this era becoming a woman's movement, and this at the time when it was believed that nobody wanted to take the woman seriously, reporting bad, hard news. Previous Today's girls, whom Waters called tea pourers, including Florence Henderson, who moved on to be Carol Brady, the Brady Bunch in the time. Helen O'Connell, Elise Parsons, and Lee Merriweather. Wow. Within a year, she had become a reporter at large development, and editing her own reports and interviews. One very well received film segment was The Day at Life of a Nun. Another was one The Diary Life of the Playboy Bunny. Wow. Began in 1971. Waters also owned a local NBC athlete show, Not for Women Only, which ran for the mornings after Today's show. Wow. Waters had a great relationship with host Hugh Downs. Wow. For years, with Frank McGee named as host in 1971. He refused to do the joint interviews with Waters unless he was given his first 3 questions. She was not named co-host in the show until McGee's death in 1984, when NBC officially designated Waters as the program's first female co-host in the time. Okay? ABC EB News in 2020. Waters and Harry Reasoner co-anchored the ABC EB News from 1976 and 1978. Reasoner has a difficult relationship with Waters because he's just like having a co-anchor. Wow. Even though he worked with her former CBS colleague, Howard K. Smith, not only on ABC for several years. Waters said the tension between the two was because Reasoner did not want to work with a co-anchor, and also because he was unhappy with ABC, not because he disliked Waters personally. In 1981, 5 years after the start of their short-lived ABC partnership, as well as after Reasoner returned to CBS News, Waters and a former co-anchor the Memorial and Colonial 2020 interview on the occasion of Reasoner's new book release. Wow. In 1979, Waters reunited with former Today Show host Dowds on the ABC News Magazine 2020. Throughout her career at NBC, Waters appeared on the ABC News specials as a commentator, including presidential inaugurations and the coverage of the September 11 attacks. She was also chosen to be moderator in the third and final debate between candidate Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford, held in the campus of the College of William Mary at Pi's Campus Memorial Hall in Williamsburg, Virginia, during the 1976 presidential election. In 1984, she moderated the presidential debate, which was held in the Diana Center for the Humanities at St. Albans College in Goffstown, New Hampshire. Okay. Interviews. Waters was known for personal journalism and her scoop interviews. In November 1977, okay, she had a joint interview with Egypt President Oswar al-Sadran, something like that. I haven't announced his last name. Sorry. And Israel's Prime Minister Mesfram began. Okay, according to the New York Times, she was Mano with Walter Cronkite to interview both world leaders. At the end of Cronkite's interview, he had heard say, "Did Barbara get anything I get?" Wow. Waters had to sit down with interviews with world leaders, including the Shah of Iran, Mohammed Reza Pahlavi, someone like that, and his wife, the Empress Pahlavi, Russia's Boris Yeltsin, something like that, and Joseph Putin, China's I don't know what we pronounce his name, sorry, John Zimmerman, and UK's Margaret Thatcher, Cuba's Fidel Castro, as well as Indians, Indras Kanchi, Zach's, Vaclav, Havel, Libya's Muammar Gaddafi, King's, Ashraf Jordan, King Idol, Sayo, I pronounce this country's name, sorry. Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, and many others. Wars are being viewed other individual people, including pop icon Michael Jackson, Catherine Hepburn, Roger and Whittor, and Senior Lawrence Oliver in 1980. She considered Robert Sifdas, her deaf-blind man, who spent his life improving the lives of her other individuals who are deaf-blind, as her most inspiring interview. Wow. She was widely lampooned for asking actress Catherine Hepburn, something like that, if you were a tree, what kind of you would you be? In the last 2020 television episode she appears, Waters would show a video of Hepburn interview, showing the actress saying she felt like a strong tree in her own age. Waters will follow up this question, what kind of tree? And Hepburn's responded, an oak. Wow. Well, oh man, because they don't get Dutch disease. Wow. According to Waters for years, Hepburn refused her request for an interview. Wow. When Hepburn finally agreed to one, she said she wanted to meet Waters first. Waters walked in all smiles. Okay, ready to please. And while Hepburn was on the top of the stairs and barked, "You're late. Have you bought me chocolates?" Well, Waters haven't but said and she never show up without them from then on. They have several other meetings later, mostly Hepburn's living room. She would give Waters her opinions. Wow. These included that careers and marriages did not mix. Wow. As well as her feelings that combining children with careers that out of the question. Well, I was one of them, because I was part of Belgium's club at the time. But anyway, Waters to hear Hepburn's opinions stuck with her so much. Wow. So, she could repeat them almost very to that point onward, okay? The television special about Cuban leader Fidel Castro aired on ABC TV on June 9, 1977. Although the footage of a 2-day of interviewing Castro in Cuba showed her personality in part as free-willing, charming, and humorous, she reportedly said to him, "You allow no distance. Your newspapers, radios, television, motion pictures are under state control." To this he replied, "Barbara, our concept on freedom and press is not yours. If you ask us in the newspaper could it appear here against socialism, I can say honestly no. It cannot appear. It would be not allowed to be by the party, the government, or the people. In that sense, we do not have the freedom of the press. You impose on the United States, and we are satisfied about that." She concluded the broadcast saying, what we disagree on most profoundly in the meaning of freedom, and how it truly separates us. At a time, Waters would keep quiet, and she had been New York Yankees owner George Steinbrenner, pitcher Wiley Ford, and several coaches in Cuba who were there in the instance Cuban ball players. Wow. In March of 1999, her interview with Monica Lewinsky was seen by a record of 74 million viewers. Wow. The highest rating ever of the news program. She asked Lewinsky, what do you tell your children when you have them? Lewinsky replied, Mom made a big mistake. And with the point Waters brought the program to dramatic conclusion, turn to viewers and say, that's an understatement of the year. In 2000, she quizzed pop star Ricky Martin about his, amongst the dashboard, years, his last years before he publicly came out. The singer later said that he felt violated. In 2010, Waters said she regretted she had pushed him on the issue. Wow. Okay. The View. Waters was a co-host in the daytime talk show The View. She was also a co-creator and co-executive producer alongside her business partner Bill Gay. Okay. It premiered on August 11, 1997. Its original opening credits, Waters said the show was a forum for women of different generations, the backgrounds and views. Be Careful What You Wish For was part of the opening credits in the second season. On The View, she won the Daytime Emmy Awards for Best Talk Show in 2003. And Best Talk Show Host with longtime host Joy Behar. Moderator Whoopi Goldberg, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and Sherry Shepard in 2009. Waters retired from being a co-host on May 15, 2014. She returned as guest co-host on the intermittent basis in 2014-2015, even in retirement. After leaving this role, her role in 2020, co-host in 2004, Waters remained a part-time contributor of special programming interviews on ABC News until 2016. Okay. March 7th, 2010, Waters announced that she would no longer hold Oscar interviews, but she'll work for ABC and on the View. Wow. On March 28th, 2013, numbers of media outlets reported that Waters would retire in May 2014. And she would make an announcement on the shows 4 days later. On the April Fool's Day episode, she never confirmed nor denied the retirement rumors. She said, if and when I will have the announcement to make, and if I will do it on this program, I promise in the pepperized guys. Okay, you will be the last to know. In May 2014, Waters confirmed 6 weeks later that she will be retired from television hosting and interviewing, as originally reported. She will make an official announcement on May 13th, 2013. Episode review. She will also announce that she will continue to the show's executive producer as long as she's on the air. On June 10th, 2014, it was announced that she will be coming out of retirement. Wow. For a special 2020 interview with Peter Roger, father of the competitor of the 2014 Isla Villa Mr. Killings, Isla Elot Roger. In 2015, Waters held special 2020 episodes featuring interviews with Mary Kay, Manu, I've announced his last name, and Donald Trump. Let me get my glasses. Got it. Good. Anyway, Okay. In 2015, Waters hosted a documentary series, American Scandals and Investigation Discovery. Waters continued to host her 10 Most Fascinating People in series on ABC 2014 and 2015, respectively. Her last on-air interview was with Donald Trump at ABC News. In December 2015, she made her final public appearance in 2016. Waters has been married 4 times with 3 different men. Her first husband was Robert Henry Cos, a business executive and former Navy lineman. They married on June 20th, 1955, in Plaza Hotel in New York City. The marriage reportedly ended after 11 months. In 1977, her second husband was Lee Goldberg, a Fraggle producer and theater owner. They married on December 8th, 1963, divorced in 1976. And after Waters had 3 miscarriages, the couple adopted a baby girl named Jacqueline D. Garber, born in 1958, adopted the same year. Her first husband was Murph Almsden, the CEO of Walmart Television. They married in 1981, divorced in 1984. They remarried in 1986 and divorced in the second time in 1992. Waters dated lawyer Lloyd Charles in college. Wow. He said that he proposed marriage that was Waters the night before wedding. Wow. The league Waters, but Waters denied that this happened. Wow. She explained her lifelong decision to call as gratitude to help this help for adoption of her daughter Jacqueline. Wow. In her biography, she says she also felt grateful that Colin become legal assistance they had provided for their father. According to Waters, her father was the subject in the arrest warrant failure to appear after he failed to show up for a New York court date because the family was in Las Vegas. Colin was unable to have the charge dismissed. Waters testified a character within the Colin's 1986 Barrett trial. He dated a future U.S. Federal Reference Chairman Alan Greenspan in the 70s. It was romantically linked United States Senator John Warren in the 1990s. In the Waters autobiography audition, she wrote that she had an affair in the 1970s with Edward Brooke, then married United States Senator from Massachusetts. It was not clear that whether Waters also was married at the time. Waters said that they ended the affair to protect their careers from scandal. In 2007, excuse me. She dated Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist Robert Butler. Waters was a close friend to Tom Brokaw, Woody Allen, John Waters, and former Fox News head Roger Ailes from the 1980s, 60s until he died in 2017. In 2013, Waters said she regretted not having any more children. Health issues and death. Okay? I'm not gonna read the legacy awards right now in this point. But anyway. In May 2010, okay, Waters said she would have an open heart operation to replace her organ value. She had known she was suffering from aortic stenosis, okay? Even though she was suffering free, the postural fixed the postural heart value went well, and the doctor was very pleased with the outcome. Waters spokesperson woman Cindy Barker said 4 days after surgery, Waters returned to view in her Sirius XM satellite show, Here's Barbara, in September 2010. Okay? She retired permanently from both shows 4 years later. She died at her home in Manhattan on December 30th, 2022. She was 93 years old. I was originally going to do this, but I'm going to read you two more. Legacy and Awards. She was inducted in the Television Hall of Fame in 1989. On June 15th, 2007, Waters received a Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was the Daytime Primetime Emmy Awards and Woman Film Lucy Award, the GLAAD, so it's the Me Award. 2008, Waters was honored the Disney Legends Award, given to those who made an outstanding contribution to one Disney comedy, now turning 100 at the time, which owned the network's ABC. Okay, same year, she received a Lifetime Achievement Award for the New York's Woman's Agenda. On September 21st, 2009, Waters was honored the Lifetime Achievement Award for the 30th Annual News and Documentary Emmy Awards. New York City's Lincoln Center. Waters' status as a prominent figure in the popular culture was led by Gilda Radner's General Party and her as Barbara Walla on Saturday Night Live in the late 1970s, featuring Waters' distance speech in the round R. Her name was appeared in the January 23rd, 1995 New York Times Monday crossword puzzle. Now, I'm not going to read the art awards nominations right now. I'm going to read her biography, and that's basically it. But anyway, in the late 60s, she wrote a magazine article, How to Talk to Privately of Anyone, about privately anything, which drew about the kind of things about people said to her, which were often make mistakes, okay? She received a letter from Doubleday expressing interest in expanding it into a book, okay? Waters felt that it would help tie socially awkward people, the many people who worry about that they can't think the right thing to say to start a competition. She published a book, How to Talk Privately Anybody about Privately Anything in 1970, with the assistance of ghostwriter June Garwood. Okay? To Waters' great surprise, the book was a success. As of 2008, he had gone through 8 printings, sold hundreds of thousands of copies worldwide, and had been translated into at least 6 languages. She also published her autobiography, Audition Memoir, in 2008. That's all for that topic. Now we move on to the next topic, which is going to be Pope Benedict the 16th. Okay, born the name as follows: Joseph Ellis Ratzinger. Okay, he was a head of a Catholic church and sovereign of the Catholic city-state from 2005 of April 19th, so his resignation of February 28th, 2013. Selection as Pope observed the 2005 Papal Convey, okay? The Paul the death of John Paul II, okay? He was chosen to be known by the title of Pope Emeritus upon his resignation, and to retain the title until his death in 2022. Okay? I'm sure the priest in 1951 is his native, Brian Ratzenberger, and marked on these in a comic career, established himself as a highly regarded television in the late 1950s. Okay, he was appointed as a full professor in 1958 at the age of 41. After a long career as a professor of theology by several German universities, he was appointed Archbishop of Munich and Flandern and created the Carnival of Paul the Sixth, okay, in 1937. Unusual proposition from someone with little professional experience. In 1981, he was appointed prefect for the Congressman for the Doctrine of the Faith, one of the most important doctrines for the Roman culture. From 2002, he was elected Pope. He was also Dean of the College Cardinals, okay? Before becoming Pope, he was a major figure in the Flandern stage of the quarter of the century. He had influence second to none when it came to setting up church priorities and directions, okay? As one of John Paul's closest confessions, okay? His writings were prophetic and generally defending traditional Catholic doctrines like that. Values and I can't pronounce this word, sorry. He was originally a liberal toleration, but adopted commercial views after 1968. During his papacy, Benedict the 16th, and voiced the return to fundamental Christian values to counter the increased civilization of many Western countries. He viewed relations denial of religious truth and the denial of moral truths, in particular, as a central problem of the 21st century. He finds the importance of both the Catholic Church and an understanding of God's and love. Benefit also revived several traditions. He included a violation of Trinitarian Mass, like that. He illustrated the relationship between the Catholic Church and art, okay? Promoting the use of Latin. He introduced the traditional papal vehemence, okay? For whom he recently was called the Pope of Installment, something like that. I pronounced this word, sorry. He was described the main, okay, sorry about that, everyone. Anyway, the main visual force of the church, okay? Since the mid-1980s, okay? In February 11th, 2013, he renounced his resignation, citing a lack of strength in mind-body due to his visual advanced age. His resignation was the first by the Pope since Gregory the 12th in 1415. It is the first in the Pope's resignation since Constantine the Fifth in 1294. He was succeeded by Francis on March 13th, 2013, and moved back in the newly involved mayor consolidation monastery in Bonation City for his retirement. Okay? In addition to his native German language, he has some level proficiency in French, Italian, English, Spanish. He also knew Portuguese, Latin, Biblical Hebrew, and Biblical Greek. Okay? Okay, he was a member of several social science academies, such as the French and Paris des Sciences, Martial and Pastorals, like that. How many else these languages like that? But anyway, he played piano, having preference of Mozart and Bach, which is boring. But anyway, he handling I'm not gonna say the F word, sorry, abuse cases with the Catholic Church and often the usage of condoms in areas of HIV transmission. Despite their evidence, he prevents the several spread of HIV with the special conversions of public health officials, anti-AIDS impetus, and victims' rights organizations. I'm not gonna read some of it. I'm only gonna read some of his stuff. That will be it. I'm not gonna, because all this seen here is too long for me to read. That'll be it. But anyway, his death. He died on November. No, not yet. It's worsening health and death. Anyway, he on December 8th, 2022, Pope Francis said in the end of his audience that Benefits was very sick, and asked God to comfort him and to support him from this testimony of love of the church until the end. The same day, director of Holy See press office, Mother Brunt, said he in the last few hours there has been aggression of Benefits health issues due to advanced age. Passing age. And that Benefits under material care. He was also said that Francis audiences and later went to Mayor Gardner's Murray, where Benefit was. He died on December 31st, 2022 at 9:34 Central European Time, his residence. Mayor Russian Murray in the congregation. He was 95 years old. The funeral plans on January 2nd, 2023. Bennett's body was lying in the state of St. Peter's Basilica. His funeral will take place on January 5th, 2023, in St. Peter's Square at 9:30 a.m. will be celebrated by Pope Francis. That's basically about it. About what I'm going to read for Pope Benedict the 16th. Now I'll move on to my next topic, which is Anya Poyer. Anyway, now this might be the last surviving family members of the Poyer sisters. Or could it? Anyway, she was born Anita Mary Poyer. She was an American singer and songwriter, best known as a founding member of the vocal group The Pointer Sisters. She was born in Oakland, California on January 23rd, 1948. The fourth of six children, Sarah Elizabeth Nee Stiles, 1924-2000, and Robert Elvin Poyer, in 1901 to 1979. Though she was born in California, Poyer's parents was native in Arkansas. Okay? As a result, her family traveled by car almost yearly from California to Arkansas. Okay? To visit Poyer's grandparents who live in Prescott. Okay? During that time, her mother allowed her to stay with her grandparents to attend 5th grade at McGray Elementary, 7th grade at McGray Junior High, and 10th grade at McGray High School. Wow. While in Prescott, she played alto sax and a member of the Prairie High School band. In 1969, Poyer quit her job as a secretary to join her younger sisters, Bonnie and June, to form the Pointer Sisters. Wow. Her career began when she and her sisters found fame in that Say Free, when the anti-lead Yes We Can reached number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1974. Poyer's writing talent helped the group make music history when with Fairy Tale became a hit on the country music charts and the Pointer Sisters become the first black female group to perform in the Grand Ole Opry. Wow. Makes sense to anybody. But anyway, Fairy Tale won the group the first Grammy Award for Best Country Performance by a duo group, and the Grammy nomination for Best Country Song for the year of 1985. Wow. Anyway, in the late 1970s and early 80s, the Pointer Sisters higher levels and the successes of With Fire in 1988, He's So Shy in 1980, Still Had in 1971, and I'm So Excited in 1982. In 1983, The Trolls album Breakout reached platinum status and won the group's 2 more Grammy Awards in 1986. Pointer found chart success with country superstar Earl Thomas, currently on the song Too Many Times. Okay? When reached number 2 on the country charts in 1987, she released her first solo albums, for whatever what it is. Her first single, Overnight Success, reached number 41 on the Billboard R&B charts. The second single from the album, More Than a Memory, also charted, reached number 73 R&B in 1988. Excuse me, so anyway. 1994. Poor and her sisters received a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 1998, Poor was successfully included in the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame. In 2015, Poor retired from the Pointer Sisters due to their ill health. In February 2020, Ania released the book, Fairy Tale, The Pointer Sisters Family Story. It was co-written with her brother, Frias Pointer. The book chronicles the Pointer family origins and history, okay, as well as finding themselves as young black women in the San Francisco Bay Area during the civil rights and black power movement in the late 1960s, as well as it describes as the difficulties and successes, excuse me, okay, throughout their career, and share the chart history, discography, and other supplies along the way. Throughout the book, the family members also share some memories of Pointer family history throughout, including Body Pass in June 2020. The book earned positive reviews upon release. Pointer was married several times and had 1 child. In December 1965 at age 17, Pointer was married to David Harper. They have 1 daughter, Jaya Rashawn Pointer, born on April 9th, 1966. Excuse me, okay. They divorced later in 1966. Her daughter inspired one of the Pointer Sisters' most popular songs, Jaya, written by the group and released on the debut album in 1973. In October 1981, Pointer married Richard Gonzalez. Pointer and Gonzalez later divorced. Pointer's older brother, Aaron Pointer, was an MLB player and later NFL referee. Her cousin, Paul Silas, was an NBA player and head coach. On October 2021, Pointer was supposed to be a contestant on Season 6 of Masked Singer as part of a duet in her sister Ruth. We will receive the Pointer has not performed because she was dealing with an illness. She died of cancer in her home in Los Angeles on December 31st, 2022. She was 74 years old. Her daughter Jay died of cancer on age 37, 2003. Her sister June died in 2006 due to cancer. My last death topic has to do with Don West, as everybody mentioned before. Anyway, he was born Don West. Was an American pitchman, television personality, and professional wrestling broadcaster, known for appearing in Impact Wrestling as commentator. And West previously worked as a host in the Shop at Home network in the 1990s. In the 1990s, West achieved a degree of fame for his loud and drag brass-up sales pitches on late-night television. It's a very spot tone and present style. He was born on June 20th, 1963 in Chicago, Illinois. He attended Purdue University, was majored in sports broadcasting. He was eventually became involved with television shopping, and when he was employed for his job with the Shop at Home Network as a host of the Sports Memorial Show, okay? Sports collectibles, okay? Spider's degree in sports net broadcasting, and the fact that his brother Dale was the chief financial officer in the Shop at Home Network. Sorry about that, everyone. My eyes are bothering me. But anyway, West was rejected on the basis of his scrappy voice. In 1991, West began showing knives on television. Wow. In March 1993, he was finally given the job at Shop at Home Network he had applied for. Between 1993 and 2001, sales rose to $3 million and $150 million. In addition to sports media, West also pitched products in the bus such as Beanie Babies and, Pokemon collectibles. Both Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan paradise West and his co-host, Lewis, in the 3 episodes of Saturday Night Live. Wow. In 2001, West initially left the Shop at Home Network and began hosting a sports talk show called The Sports Reports at WNSR Nashville, Tennessee. The program covered sports topics in the day and ongoing local sports issues, okay? West was contacted by Vince Russell, Ben Booker of the World Championship Wrestling, who invited him to join the company. West declined the offer as the company who bought it out a year later. In 2002, West was hired by Jeff Jarrett, who was also introduced with the West by Wasso. Wow. The service color commentator with the newly formed professional wrestling competition, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Okay, West made his commentary debut on June 19th, 2002. Okay, on the initial TNA pay-per-view alongside Ed Farr and Mike Tenay. Okay, following up the party TNA in August 2022, 2002, something like that. I don't know. Returned to the commentary team to Tony and West. Wow. Aside from commentary, West, I'm kind of Jeremy Barish on the YouTube-based show, TNA Today. Okay, makes more sense. Anyway, we had promoted new TNA merchandise and special package called Dog West as Same Daily Deals. Okay, on the February 26, 2009 episode of Impact, West turned heel when he was verbally assaulted and walked out of his commentary partner, Tenay. Wow. Leaving him to call the remainder of the show alone. On the August 17th, 2009 tapings of the Impact, TNA removed West as a commentator that replaced him with Taz. Wow. The company later announced that West will be partnering the organization to oversee merchandise development and sales. Oh man. In the publicity, I have announced the board. Sorry. On the October 15th edition of Impact, West returned to Mason Red's new manager, turning face in the process. Although this was short-lived, he was then mainly on TNA, the internet program and in-house shows selling merchandise. In 2010, West became a pitchman from WildWestDeals.com, an internet marketing site. In May 28, 2012, it was reported that West has given his notice and would be leaving TNA shortly. Having accepted the offer to become a new director of sales and marketing in Westgate, Washington, Westgate Wild Ice Hockey team. On January 13, 2017, Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA, revealed that West joined the merchandise department. On July 2nd, 2017, West returned to commentary for the final time at the Slammiversary 15 pay-per-view. In 2022, Impact Wrestling featured a video tribute to the announced team of West and Mike Teddy during Slammiversary. West was married to his wife Terry on July 18, 1992 until his death in 2022. On June 16, 2021, West announced he had given diagnosis with leukemia as a brain and become treatment. On last Friday, Mike Tennant confirmed that West has died from leukemia at the age of he was 59 years old. More tributes with West were made of pro wrestling commentary throughout social media, including WWE and AEW programming. Now, we're going to do the moment of silence in regards to these 4 people I mentioned earlier. Right now. Thank you. Recipes 4 and, of course, Barbara Waters will be repeated on the Crazy Bunch's WebShow episode number. FTB episode number 373. Now, we got Julie Woods with Q&A. PBS NewsHour eventually talk about her final days as anchor, her next assignment, and why journalists should just be covering the story, period. Now, this happened early last week, and I talked about, and it's from Deadline, and I talked about, and she was leaving the news all last Friday, and I want to talk about it now. But anyway, Julia did step away from PBS NewsHour anchor desk on last Friday, and the chapter is one of the most trusted and well-respected feature held in a newscast, okay? She will be handling anchor duties at Alvin Voss and Jeff Bell, which I'll talk about a little bit. But anyway, return to broadcast co-anchor format. But wardrobe is not exiting. Instead, she will make a new assignment. Travel across America to try to make sense of the country's divisions, okay? Which has worsened in the decade that she has served as anchor. Wow. And perhaps been that she will be doing an assignment for NewsHour. Wow. Which throughout its run to be dedicated to the type of nonsense and depth report that she meant to be informed and enrichment rather than in nights like that. Anyway, on the day she chatted with Deadline, Woodruff was prepared for special coverage of the visit of Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky into Washington, D.C., which while much of the town was excited, I'll be pending release on the January 6th committee report and the fate of a year-end special same package. What Wardrobe has not done is determine exactly what she would say in her sign-off, which I have talked about, which I'll have to explain more because my WebShow there. Several people have said to me, "Why did you feel emotional?" And I guess, yes, I do, she said. So, certainly there will be some emotions about it. Yeah, like me, yeah. I talked about this last Friday, but because I've been doing this for so long. But I've been very busy. She has been applying some various views about her successors, the fake staff of the show, and at WETA, the PBS station that produced NewsHour. She's planning to express gratitude to viewers, a loyal audience that includes one woman who sent the video of her toddler, song humming the NewsHour bum bum bum, cue in the theme music. Now, at the time, yeah, I grew up with this bum 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 theme. I was 5 years old, and it was great fun in the time. But anyway, it was great, but that's just me. But Woodruff chatted with Deadline about the career, her next assignment, why she sees stick to the facts, journalism, and initial and see the option. Deadline asks this. Your next chapter you're going to be working on trying to understand the divided times in American politics. How to decide this project is your next one. Now, well, she asked her this. I've been thinking about when the right time to step away from the anchor desk and what in the world was I'm going to do next. I knew that I wanted to do it when I was still having an interest, the energy, enthusiasm to continue working, continue contributing. It's just kind of evolving over the last year. I thought about what is country facing, okay, and the overwhelming that thing that keeps hitting me in the face is when I'm dividing them way I've never been seen as. Wow. Covered Washington since 1977. Of course, before that time, we divided over the Vietnam. And I, of course, were known for the history books about the McCarthy era and so on. And people have pointed that out to me. There were have been previous times of division of our country. But I don't think there are even been times where been as periods of divided as it feels like it were today. Wow. Where families can hardly get together over the Thanksgiving holidays, dinner table where neighbors are shouting at each other, where school boards are having arguments. Oh boy. People trying to get rid of schools boards together, members of teachers and principals because of what they're teaching, and the list goes on. Earlier this year, it's this cold stare in my mind. I said, well, this is what I wanted to do. And I started putting the plan together very quickly, shared it with Sarah Joss. I don't know if she is in the time. But anyway, our executive producer, and told her about it. She was immediately on board. We agreed on this is something that this needs to be looked at. It's not that everybody is about already been talking about it. Excuse me, okay, anyway. But what I want to do is travel around the country, try to go places, and this is what we don't already get to visit. Sit down with people, hear what they have to say about their own concerns, worries, hopes, and what they think about the country's children's futures. Like me, yeah. With to sum it up, try to understand what they're so divided. Yeah, whatever they think they're divided, it's like we are, and with to bring their conversation to news hour, also to sprinkle in airspace to that with conversations of people who are written and thought deeply about this. Writers, journalists, psychologists, epidemiologists, educators, political scientists, and politicians, people who are in the public service, just trying to understand it better. Wow. The deadline asks that question seen here. Do you see the divisions even in the feedback you get to viewers? Do you see people just arguing about the basic facts? Now, she answered this. Well, sure. We see the news reporting around across the board. Okay, I was out in the field this fall, covering Senate races in 2 states. Okay, that were that close, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. You see it in the people you speak with. You should see it of a report in follow. It's clear that something is different now, and this is not in this notion. And then you pointed out in the fact that people have their own thought sets of beliefs. Okay, some Americans are now rejecting information that is proven fact, okay? Most of it have been around COVID, around the pandemic, okay? But also, obviously, around the election 2020. All this evolving, okay? Every day something happens that's short of changing the form and the shape of the division of people's beliefs. But this thing that concerns me is that people are now operating with different sets of facts. No, people have disagreed from the beginning of the Republic. Thank goodness we didn't disagree with the democracy. Someone that haven't asked this word. Sorry. Thank goodness we don't kill each other and throw somebody in prison for their beliefs. Yeah, I have to agree with that, Julie. Yeah. But we are in the very communist time for many Americans. And I'm just interested to know how deep does that go? Is that the service how the way down for the country? No, there's so many questions I can't read, and I am not gonna be able to read all of them, and I'm not gonna stand here and say nothing about it. But that's it for that topic. Now let's move on to this next topic, which is Omnivores and Jeff Bennett, okay? And yeah, because I'm not gonna read the rest of it. But anyway, Omnivores and Jeff Bennett were gonna be ready to review the story PBS News program. Anyway, NewsHour that is. Anyway, beginning tomorrow, the long program on PBS TV news program will debut the new co-anchors and the new approach. We don't make change of it here at PBS. So this might be a big moment for us. Anyway, tomorrow, a new era will begin on NewsHour. The long-running PBS TV news program, after nearly 10 years in the anchor desk, free as co-anchor with the late Gwen Ifill and Six Solo. Julie Woodruff is stepping down to make room for the next generation of anchors. Jeff Bennett, NewsHour's chief Washington correspondent and weekend anchor. Now, filling in is John Yang at the time. And Omnivores, the show's chief correspondent, substitute anchor, will take the helm as co-anchors of the program in the new year. Hollywood Reporter spoke with Neil Boggs and Bennett, as well as NewsHour's senior executive producer Sarah Joss, about the plan to reimagine the public news program for the new generation of why NewsHour's more than 4-year TV program can be advantage in an era demised by digital media. Now, I'm not going to ask a question like this. This is a lot to explain. Now, it is a lot of this, and I'm not going to talk about it, but it is a lot of questions. So, to explain. So let's move on to my next topic, which is going to be about Brian May, okay? And good news about that. Queen guitarist Brian May is now a knight, okay? Queen guitarist Brian May has received a knighthood in honor of her services and music and charity, okay? Brian May, 75, was one of the over 1,000 people, okay, honoring the King Charles III, first honors list since the monarch took to the throne. The end of the year list also includes fashion designer Mary Quant and British artist John Oakenfold. The 2023 list of artists was published in Gazette to announce it, official newspaper published by the British Royal New Family on last Friday. Mary received the title of Knight Bachelor for his service of music and the charity. Wow. Notes describe him as a musician, songwriter, and animals welfare advocate. Thank you so much for all your messages and congratulations following the announcement of my knighthood, said the guitarist in a video posted on Instagram on Friday. Very thrilled and touched by the love and that comes from you and the support. I do my very best to be worthy. In addition to performing with Queen since the 70s, Mark May is also actual this. He received his PhD in properties from Ariel College from London in 2007. And after taking a break from his studios in the 1970s to focus on Queen. May's also in vocal support for the animal rights and Craig and for hunting. He formed an organization called Save Me in 2010. Okay? To campaign against fox hunting and badger calling in the UK. May isn't also the only member of Queen to receive the medal title. General Roger Taylor is appointed officer of the Order of the British Empire, in 2020. May previously received the title of the Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire in 2005. May famously performed reunion of God Save the Queen, the roof of Bagwell Palace at Queen Elizabeth II's Jubilee in 2002. 20 years later, he also performed with Queen for the Monarch's Podium Jubilee concert. Wow. And that's all for that topic. Now let's move on to my last topic, which is Georgia Bulldogs storms back, edges Ohio State to make CFPA title game. Wow. Anyway, that is one crazy game. Anyway, for the bulk of the second half of the college football playoffs, semifinals game against Ohio State, okay, it appeared that Georgia was not going to get the chance to defend the national championship. Vincent Bennett delivered yet another play for the ages. Bennett threw a 10-yard pass to Emma Mitchell with 54 seconds left, and that was going to do the taping of the ball drop was happen. But anyway, leading the Bulldogs to a impressive 42-41 comeback. Wow. Victory over Ohio State on Saturday in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in the Spotting National title game against TCU on January 9th. The Buckeyes have one final shot to win. But Noah Ridger's 50-yard field goal attempt was stale wide left with 3 seconds left. Set off a wild celebration on the Georgia sideline. Now, Georgia's about to win this. I'm rooting for them. While Bennett running onto the field and his arms stretched on his victory, Georgia with entered during the fourth quarter, trailing by 38-24, completed the largest fourth quarter comeback in the CFP game. Our guys are extremely resilient, something like that. Bulldogs coach Kirby Smart said. We talked at halftime about some games that we have been in this year, and that have been behind us. I have no doubt that our team will come out fine. We didn't play our best football game. A lot had to do with Ohio State. Yeah, Georgia opened at a 13-point favorite over TCU at Treasure Support Book. The largest point spread for a college football playoff BCS championship game. Miami was a 12-point favorite over Ohio State in the 2002 BCS championship game. The Buckeyes appeared to be a full control of the fourth behind C.J. Stroud, and the defense had to dominate up to the front in the bulk of the game. Okay, but Bennett showed the pulse to lead the Bulldogs to the national title a year ago. Wow. Well, this has something since 1908, and now this year will be the win. But anyway, despite trailing by 14, and in 2021 they won it. But anyway, it has been 2 wins in a row. But anyway, will it be the 3? We'll find out in Mom's life. We'll find out. But anyway, well, so many wins since 1940 something. But anyway, despite trailing from 14 points Heading over the fourth quarter, Georgia never wavered in its belief and would win the game. In fact, players were never back to the Missouri game early this season, when the Bulldogs entered the fourth quarter, trailed to 10 points and won 26-22. Wow. We have been through something similar to Missouri, so let's just understand that, truthfully, we have been through what it was felt like the worst. Sarah Steinrich von Brunn said, so we have one to keep pushing. Wow. I'll say led 38-27 with Bennett threw a 76-yard touchdown pass in the wide open Aaron Smith. After safely blocking Lyman fell down the play with 8:41, trimming the lead down to 3. Wow. After Ohio State kicked the field goal, go up to 6, Georgia got the ball back with 2:36 to go. Wow. Bennett calmly and effectively led Georgia down the field, capping with the drive with the game win score. Okay, Von John knowing that teammates took the turns and although reminding everyone, do your job. Nobody to be Superman. Exactly. And everybody do their job. Anyway, just talking up to everybody and saying we haven't played our best. Anyway, we haven't done our jobs to be in best ability. We are here now. Bennett said, in our hands now. Well, so you can however be having the ball with 2 minutes left, and you score a touchdown, you win the game. I had looked around, and there's just a whole bunch of just a man. Strong stairs from all the dudes. Okay, maybe confidence, and everybody else has confidence when we went down the field. Okay, there's a lot of reading to do. But anyway, okay. Now, Georgia would have a chance to become the first team to defend its national champion title since Alabama in 2011-2012. If you would have told me that when we were down, whenever we were down in the fourth, wow. I misspoke down several times, but I would be like, you were crazy, Bennett said when we asked when the number time game would be like. Well, we'll see you there. Wow. Okay. Makes a lot of sense to me. But now, okay. Stroud finished going 23 out of 34 for 348 yards with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. That career high 66 yards of the ground. The Buckeyes has 200-yard receivers, and everybody get a Buckeye, something like that. I haven't announced his first and last name. Sorry, and Marvin Harrison Jr. The game changed to Ohio State, and eventually, after Harrison left the contest, led in the third quarter after taking a bit hit to the head and end zone. Okay, from that point forward, Ohio State scored only 2 field goals. Okay, for the rest of the game. Georgia also dialed up with more pressure in the fourth quarter. Blitzen started up on the 8th on the 14th drop back, something like that. Okay, so I went 2 of the 6, 17 yards. Went stack once in the plays, according to ESPN stats and information. Okay. Anyway, Harrison alongside Harrison's absence was large. Excuse me. Okay, anyway, was so in the Ohio State had makeshift backfield thanks to injuries and depth concerns. And in addition, Titan and Cad Silver left the game with back injury, was taken to the hospital. Wow. To say that losing Marv into an impact in the game, it absolutely did. Ohio State coach Ryan Day said. till that moment, Straw was masterful, something like that. Excuse me, for anyway. While Ohio State might have felt good about that matchup and managed to have with Harrison and E, something like that. On the Georgia strong cornerbacks, Stroud showed patience and the scrambling ability that turned minor plays into memorable ones. In the second touchdown pass in the night, okay, Stroud escaped 2 Georgia linemen, okay, when Nuneri had him in the grabs. One with his right and then threw a 16-yard touchdown pass to Harrison in the corner of the end zone. By the time the first half was over, Ohio State lead 28-24. Stroud was 50-19 for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns. And while Harrison had 5 catches to 406 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, that continued in the second half after forcing a 3-and-out of Georgia's opening series, the third quarter. Ohio State marched down the field and Stroud was through the 10-yard pass and ease, something like that. Up in not Buckers, something like that. I don't know. On a beautiful bit of misdirection, as the Buckers ran up behind the line and up and open seam for the score that gave them an 11-point lead. Well, but as they have done so often, a bit behind center, the Bulldogs found a way. Bennett made plays when he had to, especially in the fourth quarter. According to ESPN stats and information, Bennett was 4-4, 152 yards, and 2 touchdowns and passes from 15-plus yards bound down in the quarters alone. Bennett won game MVP honors after going 23-34 for 398 yards, 3 touchdowns, and interception. As what more there was to say about Bennett, teammate Kenny McIntosh said he was a hard worker. He was a hard-fighting guy. But the job's not done yet. He's still got to do it one more time. Once he does that, he can call him whatever you want. After Ohio State got the ball back with 54 seconds left, Stroud got Ohio State down 51-yard lane. Thanks to large part of 27-yard scramble. The last drive I've seen, how many times that we have timeouts. And I knew we could do it, Stroud said. I tried my hardest to Diaz down there, and I think I left my heart out on the field. Rogers lined up with a shot to win on the game, but his kick did not have much of a chance. McIntosh dropped his knees, then giddily around the field. When the kick was right, Ben Plod said, "You always believe when you actually happen, things actually happen." Excuse me, forget it. It's truly remarkable to see. In the end, General for Georgia, with a clutch punch for the Ohio State team, they had played for well enough to win. They're an unbelievable team, dude. Wow. Bennett said, we fought, and they were beating us. It seems like the whole game. And then we made a few plays, and unbelievable. So that's all my topics for today. Now let's move on to the fun fact of the week, and that is 2023. Now, it's this year, right now. Anyway, it's a new year. It's a common year starting this Sunday, which is today, in the Georgian calendar. And it's the 2023 year, the Common Era, CE for short. And Common Dominant, AD for short. Dominations. The 23rd year of the third millennium, and the 21st century, the 4th year of the 2020s decade. The events in January 1st came, Quantum adopts an Earl, and it becomes the 20th member of the state of Arizona, okay? And this is the first and largest in memory union since the WebShow's entry in 2015. Corliss joins the, I can't pronounce this word, sorry, became its 27 member state of Europe's passport-free travel area. This is the first and longest era passport-free travel area since the entry of naturalizations in 2011. Luis, I can't pronounce Spanish, sorry, or whatever language it was, and sworn in the president of Brazil. There's a lot of things happening in 2023, you know. I'm not going to say what, but that's just me. Now, my next one I'm going to read for Fun Fact of the Week is 2023 in animation. Now, a lot of it has to do with war shows, and of course, I'm going to talk about this one. Some other things have to do with shows and movies. Now, TV shows and airings, okay? I'm not going to read all of it one day in this episode. Super Case was one of them. Prince of Power in Netflix. Wow, PBS Kids had to air. Work Out, Warm Bats, and so much more. Now, there's a lot of shows, except for the fact that these two shows were reviving, which is boring to me. Little Baby Bob, Music Time will be on Netflix. Along the way, just Little World will be coming to the Cartoonio. Wow. Gremlin Secret of the Mouth World is coming to Cartoon Network and HBO Max. Wow. There's a lot of shows coming away, and along with one of those coming to Disney Plus and Pixar, and so much more. 4 other shows will be canceling, including Animaniacs, The Owl House, and Bubble Guppies. You know, and Iowa, I've announced his name, sorry. Ending, so there you go. Anyway, next one I'm going to talk about is I'm going to list American films in 2023. I'm not going to read all of it in one day, just to be clear. I'm going to read some of it, okay? John Wick, Chapter 4 will be released on March 24th, okay? Winnie the Pooh, Blood Harry will be released on February 15th. Oh, this will be creepy. Ant-Man and the Wasp will be released on the 17th. And of course, well, you guessed it, Super Mario Brothers movie released on April 17th. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be released on May 5th. May 5th. Anyway, Little Mermaid will release on the live action movie will release on May 26th. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse will be released on June 2nd. Indiana Jones, The Dow of Dynasty will be released the day after, 2 days after it turned 28. Then Transformers Rise of the Beast will be released on June the 9th. Okay, The Flash will be released on June the 16th. And there's going to be a lot of movies going on. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 released on July 14th. Marvel's released on July 28th. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mayhem will be released on April 4th along with August 4th, along with May 2, The Trench, okay? Play will be released on January 13th, on Megan, yeah, with the 3, not 8 E, something like that, on January 6th. Then we got Teen Wolf the Movie on January 26th. And so we have a lot of movies going on. We got the upcoming Please Don't Destroy film will be released on August 18th. Then we got the Haunted Mansion on August 11th. Then we got the Esquire 3 on September 1st. Paw Patrol, the Mighty Movie on October 13th. Saw 10 on October 27th. The Hunger Games, the Battle of Songbirds and Snakes on November 17th. Trolls 3 on November 17th. Same thing. Wish on November 22nd. Wonka on December 15th. The Color Purple on December 20th. The sequel of Ghostbusters Afterlife on December 20th. And finally, Aquaman The Lost Kingdom on December 25th, which is Christmas Day. Now, the final, we got 4 more. We got 2023 Heavy Metal. I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read the events and some of the Heavy Metal stuff that I have to read for you, okay? Kiss is expected to conclude the Emerald World Tour this year. The final show set place in hometown New York. 2 surviving members of Pantera, bassist Rex Brown and vocalist Phil Somio, will reunite the band's first tour in more than 2 decades, with guitarist Zakk Wylde and drummer Charlie Benante filling in for Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul respectively. Now, I don't have anything else to... Oh, Baby Metal will be releasing a new album on March 24th, called The Other One. And on April 14th, releasing a new album from Metallica, 72 Seasons. And I think that's, there's a lot of albums from Material Development. And I think that's all for Heavy Metal. Now, we got 2023 rock music. We got future releases. I already talked about the Metallica Pantera one. Now, Norvox announces in 2022 the band to break up in 2023 at a series of farewell concerts. Wow. Smashing Pumpkins are expected to release the 12th studio album a rock opera with 3 acts. The actual album describes a sequel concert film album exploring concerts starring the band's pilot concert albums. Modern concert and the Adventure Sadness in 1996, Machines of God. The release has got some release called Comfort, telling 3 separate 11-song release in an 11-week initial. Completing the box set release that contains all 33 songs. And the initial 10 exclusive songs, Album Act 1, is scheduled release on November 15th, 2022. Album Act 2 released on January 31st, 2023. And Act 3 will be released as a box set on April 23rd, 2023. I'm not going to read some of it, but 7 Does is scheduled to be released for their 14th studio album. The band began doing the new material in mid-2022. Plans to enter the studio later this year. Wow. Godsmack is scheduled to release their 6th studio album, Lighting Up the Sky. The album was finished in mid-2022. The band is close to focusing on touring the rest of the year. Releasing an album in 2023. Frontman Sully Alma states that it might be the band's last album. Wow. August 7th, scheduled to release their 8th studio album. The album was first since 2018. Progress the album was been completely slowed down and delayed due to the band's desire to record some parts and albums and 7 to 8-piece orchestra confronted with the COVID-19 pandemic and the virus resistance. It's now officially released scheduled sometime in 2023. And there's a lot of things besides Wolfgang Van Halen, the band of Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang Van Halen, is scheduled to release their 2nd studio album. Working on the album beginning in September. It's better than having faster recording time than the virtual album WVG. Now he has to really figure out the band's vision itself. Now, Pearl Jam released their 12th studio album. We're going to start in mid-2022 with Henry Mott, who was heavily involved with music production, pop musicians. In the 2020s, Ozzy Osbourne, the goal of working with him is to make more spontaneous with music rather than delivery recordings of time to record albums. And Slipknot band members are scheduled to release an album. The album, Look Inside the Window, was recorded with 4 other band members in 2008 during the band's lately All Hope Is Gone sessions. It's not planned to be being a traditional Slipknot album due to the more experimental and melodic rock sound. And there'll be more details in this, and Slipknot band Paul was scheduled to be toured the first time in over a decade. Wow. Now, 2 more, and I'm not gonna read just countries, maybe television. Now, there's gonna be a lot more. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna read any television shows for this one. I'm just gonna read any of those American television. But anyway, 80th Golden Globe Awards will be scheduled on ABC and on streaming on Peacock on January 10th, 2023. The 28th Critics' Choice Awards will air on CW and the former Century Plaza Hotel in Century City, California on January 15th, 2023. The choice deployed WWJ TV, CBS, and WKBD TVCW will launch its in-house news department with CBS new logos launch, and that will be to be announced in January 2022. But anyway, 2023. Excuse me. Now, 2 more for February. The 65th Annual Grammy Awards will air on CBS in February 5th, 2023. February 2nd, Super Bowl number 50, I don't know what it is, sorry. 57. Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll be playing on State Farm Stadium in Glendale in Arizona. We'll air on English and on Fox. March 12th, 2023, the 95th Academy Awards will air on ABC and the Dolby Theater. Now, it was Jimmy Kimmel as host. This time, no more sloppy, okay? April 2nd, 2023, 2023 CBT Music Awards will air on CBS. And finally, June 11th, 2023, 76th Tony Awards will air on CBS. Now, I'm not going to read any more TV shows, except for the fact that we're going to air Returning Ringo, Night Court. That's basically it. You know, for January 11th, 7th. Yeah, that's a lot of shows. Yep, there you go. I'm just going to read it as well on the way when Billy I will do his live stream. But anyway, last one, video games. Anyway, 2023 in video games. In January 18th, Google's cloud service Solid will shut down. And hardware, software purchases will be refunded. February 2017, Super Nintendo World will open in public in Universal Studios Hollywood in California. I'm not a huge fan of it, fortunately, so I'm not going to go there. Various locations are required for progress or grand opening. March 27th, Nintendo will shut down Nintendo eShop for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. And June 13th, the E3 convention scheduled return with a special format in the Los Angeles Convention Center. February 22nd, PlayStation VR 2. There's going to be a lot of details of what's going on in these releases, which I'm not going to read, but there are a lot of video games to read. And we'll tell you more about it in the react videos to come. And so many more. And that's all for Fun Facts of the Week. And that was the Crazy Bunch's web show episode number 85. This will be the first one in 2023. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be the second one in 2023. It's going to be something very special. You'll see. Till next time, Sue Johnson, Bobby, so baby. Get more Crazy Bunch web show episodes, guys. We Sue. Till we say out. See ya.